Supreme Court of Canada, case study number 5, Grant versus Torstar. This case was decided in 2009. Grant is a leading case on defamation and specifically defenses related to news media communications. The facts in Grant were the Toronto Star, Torstar, published an article about a golf course development that contained critical remarks about the developer, Grant. The remarks alleged Grant had previously used political influence to obtain approval of a development and may be doing so again. The writer of the article asked Grant for comment, but he declined, suing the newspaper for defamation after the article's publication. Grant was an appeal from the Ontario Court of Appeal. In the Ontario Superior Court of Justice, it was a jury trial. The judge refused to allow the newspaper's defense of responsible journalism to go to jury. The jury found the newspaper guilty of libel and awarded just under $1.5 million in damages. The Ontario Court of Appeal overturned the trial ruling, stating that the jury should have heard the newspaper's defense of responsible journalism. The main issues in Grant related to whether the protection given to factual statements published in the public interest should be strengthened, and if so, how. Should the common law provide a defense based on responsible communication in the public interest? If so, what are the elements of the new defense? If so, what procedures should apply? In particular, what are the respective roles of the judge and jury? Grant's arguments, summarized, are 1. A defense based on the conduct of the newspaper devalues the plaintiff's ability to vindicate reputation. A plaintiff's concern, it is said, is with the falsity of the libel, not the responsibility of the journalistic practices that led to its publication. 2. To the extent that a revised defense shifts the focus of the litigation from the truth or falsity of the defamatory statements to the diligence of the defendant in verifying them, the plaintiff's very reason for bringing the suit is obscure. It can also lead to costly litigation to determine unknown journalistic practices. In summary, the respondent's Torstar's arguments were existing defamation law required modification to protect free expression in the interests of democratic discourse and truth-finding. Public interest communications require protections to guarantee against a chilling effect of libel suits. The court rejected Grant's appeal and accepted that the current defamation law, as based on Hill v. Church of Scientology, required some modifications.
The current law with respect to statements that are reliable and important to public debate does not give adequate weight to the constitutional value of free expression. While the law must protect reputation, the level of protection currently accorded by the law, in effect a regime of strict liability, is not justifiable. When proper weight is given to the constitutional value of free expression on matters of public interest, the balance tips in favor of broadening the defenses available to those who communicate facts it is in the public's interest to know.
Grant's legacy was to create a new defense to defamation, that of responsible communications. The elements of the defense are: it applies to journalists and other communicators in the media, provided the matter was of public interest and the communicator responsibly and diligently attempted to verify allegedly defamatory comments. Responsible conduct includes considering the reliability and status of the source within the context of the public importance and urgency of the matter. It also includes seeking out a plaintiff's version of events and whether the defamatory statement was necessary to the story. Finally, the defense requires that defamatory statements' public interest lie in the fact that it was merely made rather than the truth of the statement.